Oh, okay. Now I see myself. Let's see if you guys can hear me real quick and then we start. 1 second. All right, so hello everyone. Welcome back. It's been a while since our last um, live stream. So let me just put this tab right here so I can read the messages. Okay. So, as you guys already saw in the title, I'm going to be showing you a little bit on what do I do before I trade. We're going to do sell an option live. I still don't know if I want to sell a call or a put. I was talking to Erman, which is in the chat. Hello, guys. If I was going to sell a call or if I want to sell a put. We will see. We will see. I'll show you what do I look in the charts. Where do I go to see to choose one from the other? So let me share my screen real fast so you guys can see. Just keep the questions coming if you have any, so we can get right into it. So there we go. So we are right here on Lira. I usually like to sell my options on Lira. If I'm buying options, I much rather to use Syncquote, just because Syncquote has better buying prices than selling prices. Lira usually inflates a little bit the selling prices, so it's better for us as sellers. So I've been looking a little bit at Ethereum. Hello, Dark Miner. And yeah, let's open the chat right here. You can see it just started rallying up in the last couple of hours. Big green candle. Again, if you are new here, let me just explain a little bit how it works. These green dotted lines right here are the options that I sell. So if it is above the candlesticks, it means that I sold a call. This is how I just leave it on the graph so I can have a better, I can visualize it better. If it is under the candlestick, it means that it is a put. I sold a put. So this right here is a put for last week, so until today, this Friday, it expired today. But this one you can see it started above and it ended up under. Sorry. Why is that? Because I had to close the position, otherwise it would have been liquidated. So this one was actually one that it went against me. Before it got in the money, I had to close it up. So I collected a 2.3%, I think it was, if I'm not mistaken, collected a 2.3% premium on this, but then I had to close it to a loss of 6%. So a total loss of 4% trading this week, which usually could go better, you know, but we had this huge spike in volatility in Ethereum. I'm not the biggest technical analyst here. Erman knows a little bit more than me. A couple of guys probably know a little bit more than me, but this is usually how I go. I usually tend to keep a lot of space between the asset and the strike that I'm choosing. When there's low volatility, you can see right here, we had a very sideways market. So in a low volatility situation, there's not much space you can find, you know. So you gotta, it is very tight. It was very tight. So this is why right here, I got pretty much wrecked because of volatility. Now we're seeing the opposite. We're seeing high IV. So we like to sell high IV. Where do you see IV? Well, we go right here and we see the volatility right here. It says we have, we actually lost a little bit of volatility from this morning. Erman can confirm. This morning when we were talking, volatility was around 70-ish, so 71, 72%. And we can actually go and see this volatility, the graph for volatility, on Lira. Lira has a bunch of statistics where you can take a look at a bunch of Greeks and other things throughout a certain period of time. So if we look right here, we have the statistics for Lira. Yeah, for next Friday, so Friday, November 11th, I put it on an hourly, and you can see right here we had a huge drop in volatility. So around lunchtime for me, so 1 p.m., it was 79% volatility. This would have been the best hour to sell, or around this, which is very high volatility. We as a seller, we want to sell high volatility. You know, we don't want to sell low, because otherwise we get wrecked if it goes up because of Vega. So we want Vega and IV to be high when we sell and to be low later. So if we would have sold right here, we would have seen already a green day just in the first day. Usually when you open a position, you're not going to see it become green for the next day or day and a half, just because of how you still need to wait for data to do its thing to eat up the price, the premium of the option. So we see right here that just today, this is hourly. Yeah, this is hourly. Just today we saw it go from a 64% all the way down to all the way up to 79, and then we're looking at a 60-ish, again 60, 68-ish. So if we go right here, we can see that for these ones, it is not ideal. It most likely will go up because we just saw this IV crush right here. But eventually, just so we can do this trade right now, I can show you guys how I do my tradings. Let's see. Herman, actually, I don't know if Herman wants to share what was his thoughts on this. He doesn't think we can go all the way to 1800 by next week. Ethereum cannot go up on it to 1800. But I do see that we are on the top side of these Bollinger Bands, so it kind of got me a little bit scared too. I was gonna open the 1800, sell the 1800 for this week. So right here, more or less, how much between there we go. So around 9%ish from the price that the stock is right now to our strike. 9% is good when it's low volatility, but when it's a little bit higher volatility, you can see if we have 2 or 3 consecutive green days like this, we're gonna get our option is gonna get in the money. So we don't want that. So I'm actually tempted. Yeah, Herman sold a call at 1800 strike. So this is what I wanted to do, and it is actually not bad, because if you look at the Greeks, we have a 17 delta, which is okay-ish, but Vega is, well, we could hope for a lower Vega, to be honest, with this implied volatility, because before, when it was 72, it still was around 657-ish. So we can still get wrecked. Theta is very low because we still have a week to go. It will increase throughout the week, so by maybe Monday or Tuesday next week, it will be around 3, maybe 4. So I was actually thinking if we sell a put instead, just like last week. Last week I sold a put. You can see I sold a 1400. Let's see which is the what do we have right now? We don't have a 1400. The lowest we can go is 1500. 13 delta, and we are collecting a 7.37 premium per contract. So not too shabby. We could do better. How much is the call paying? 10, but it's 17, so it's a little bit riskier. What's the volatility on this one? This is a 60 volatility. This one is a 61, almost 62. Well, actually now that I'm seeing it, maybe the 1800 is the best one, because if we sell this one, we have a lower volatility, which we don't want to. We actually want to sell a higher volatility, but we do have a better Vega for us and a delta. But 1500, I think, is a little bit too close if it goes down, if it corrects. So let's see, 1500 right here. An 8%, 8.5% difference. Yeah, I think we're gonna actually we're gonna sell the call. So once we pick, this is basically what I do. How long did it take? How long did that take? What 9 minutes, 10 minutes? This is usually what I do. Sit down, I consider a bunch of strikes between calls and puts. So, okay, this is my due diligence. So, if you're just gonna sell the option right now, it's very simple. You need, for example, if you want to sell one contract, you need to have, if you want to be one-to-one collateralized, you need to have that 1800 in collateral. Well, now is where the where you could either boost or leverage, however you want to call it, how you can leverage your yield. Because if you're just gonna put 1800 right here, one, and then you put 1800, you're gonna get $10. So what is the yield on this one if you just do it the normal way? You're one-to-one, you're collateralized one-to-one, so you're gonna do $10.03, and you divide it by 1800. So you're gonna get a 0.55% on the week. That isn't bad necessarily, that is not bad necessarily, but we could do better. So we use, I personally use leverage when I do these, for me, my strategy. The strategy that I actually taught on the Sleep Money Club, on the Udemy course, I don't leverage that much when I'm explaining. I usually, I think I did 45% max leverage. So there's a lower chance for you to get liquidated. I risk a little bit more. So for example, I want to put 1400 in collateral, and we're gonna go, let's say 2.5, 1 point, maybe 2.4. Let's see, 2.4. Okay, so I get a liquidation price right now of 1903. Meaning, let me see, this one will make you visualize better. Meaning that if it goes to 1903, I get liquidated from my position, meaning my collateral is gone, just because I am leveraging. If you're not leveraging, you get that 0.55 yield, no problem, and that's it. But since I am leveraging, I am under collateralized probably by what, 230. I am only 1/3 collateralized, if my math is not wrong here. So let me see what is the yield for my strategy, so I can show you. So we're getting 2389, and we are dividing that by 1400. So the yield for this one is actually 1.7. So this is how much I would make this week. 1.7 by leveraging against that 55 that you would make without any leverage. So this is something that I like about crypto options, that you don't have, at least not to my knowledge, you cannot leverage your position with stock options. So this is something that I like, because I don't need to have a full position for me to sell. I can sell fraction of contracts. This is good. And I can also leverage my my size, you know. So let me check again. 2.4 contracts. I'll collect 23.89 in total. My liquidation price will be 1900. My break even is 1810, I think. 1809, yes. And I'm gonna be collateralizing it with SUSD. I'm not gonna be collateralizing it with the stablecoin itself. I don't need any Ethereum. So once I see if everything is correct right here, I just go on sell call. I'm gonna approve my transaction real quick. I don't know if you guys are seeing this. Let me see. I think you're seeing double. But yeah. Gas fees, total, confirm. Okay, your transaction was successful. This is what I was saying before. Once you open a position, because of the spread, and this is a Lira problem, the spread is huge between buy and sell. So you're gonna see the buy price. So we can see right here we have it says we are $7 negative, which should be by the end of the day probably if Ethereum stays where it is right now, it's probably gonna stay like $2, $1 negative. So this is the position. Here we can see the price itself of the option in the last day. You see where there was that spike in volatility was 20 bucks. So if I had sold right here right now, I would be in the green. This was what 12 p.m. So at 1 p.m., which is when we saw the volatility, right? Yeah, 1 p.m. it was 79% implied volatility. At 1 p.m. this was $18. So you see right here, excuse me. You see right here, this would have been a perfect time to sell these options. As I said, as I mentioned with Ermin, I usually don't sell these before the stock market closes. So I wait for the stock market to close, because this way I don't have the volatility from the S&P 500 or the Nasdaq. Right here you can see it was a green day for both, 1.5 for the Nasdaq and 137 for the S&P 500. So I wait for these to close out so I can have a better odds for me, better odds for me, without having to suffer unexpected movement from the stock market, because that one affects. So right here you can see the position right at the bottom. I don't think you can actually. There you go. Now I think you can. I don't know why it says 23 hours, because I literally just opened this, but we have 1,400 in collaterals, excuse me, and I collected actually a little bit more than what it was in the preview. So I collected 25.59. So let's run these numbers again. 25.59, 25.59. Divided by 1,400. Oh, you guys actually couldn't see. My bad. The screen is a little bit cut on the bottom. So I actually got 1.82% for this week. So from this Friday to the next Friday, which is the 11th. So what I usually like to do is then I go here on my trading view, open Ethereum, and I mark this right here. I duplicate it, see, clone, there you go. And then I move this, it's locked. I move this right here, and it should go all the way to November 11th. And then I go and put it 1,800. There we go. So now I can visually see it here on my chart where I don't want Ethereum to close. So this is no zone for Ethereum, but at least for me, we have these two resistance right here at 1710 and 1770-ish, more or less, which was from a month ago, maybe. I think, what is it, September? Yeah, from 2 months ago. So yeah, I hope I'll keep you guys updated here on Discord. I hope this goes well for us, for whoever sold this position, me, Ermin, and whoever else sold this position. Delta is looking good. As I said, I usually don't go above 20-ish, 23-ish, especially right now. It's a little bit too risky. We don't know the markets. The markets are a little bit wobbly in both ways. So yeah, if you guys have any questions before we jump out, this was just going to be a very quick tutorial information. Oh, and with Lira now, they're offering, I think this is good to explain as well, just because Ermin had this question. This yield/day right here, what is it? Well, now when you open when you sell a call or a put, it doesn't matter, you receive some incentives. So you receive some sort of rebate in Lira token and in OP token. So you actually get a little bit more of yield, but I don't count that just because it is very, very little. You can see it is 0.09 Lira and 0.09 OP token, which is not even $1, I think, or the OP token, it may be like around $1 right now, but the Lira token, I think it is like 20 cents or something like that. And you can actually redeem this if you go to rewards, and you can see I have some staked Lira, and I can claim 12 OP and 8 staked Lira tokens. And why would you do that? Why would you stake or claim these tokens right here? Well, if you stake, you get a little bit of an APY on your tokens, which doesn't hurt, even though these are governance tokens, but I didn't pay for these tokens. So I'm getting yield on something that I got for free, which is nice. And you actually get rewards. So if you open these rewards, you get a rebate. So if you have 1,000 Lira tokens deposited here, locked here, you get a 20% rebate on the fees. See, Lira's fee rebate program allows traders to earn back part of their fees as staked Lira tokens. So if I spend, let's say, $1 in fees, I can collect 20% if I have 1K tokens, which I don't. I have only 25, etc. But since I'm getting these for free, it's not really something that I have to think twice before executing this. Just because it is free money, even if it is a governance token, is not a very good token. Tokenomic wise, these governance tokens are made so people can dump them or people can join the program. But it is good for you to have, like, if they're giving you for free and you're getting a rebate back, so why not, right? So this is how I trade on Lira. On SyncQuote, as I said, I just buy options right now. We're coming with tons of new features for SyncQuote, so by the end of the year, SyncQuote, at least in my opinion, will be back to back as good as Lira. We're getting a bunch of new partnerships, a bunch of new tools and things to use, like stablecoin collateralized, leveraging positions and all that kind of stuff. So whenever we have that on SyncQuote, of course, SyncQuote will be way better because you don't have only Ethereum and Bitcoin and Solana. Solana doesn't really matter here on Lira because we don't have enough liquidity on these vaults. Let me see if I can show you the liquidity vault for. See, the TVL for Ethereum, for Lira has gone down a lot, but there's not enough liquidity here on Solana for you to open big positions because the spread is going to be ridiculous. So if you want to trade Solana, just go, let's say, to Zeta Markets or Deribit or any other place like that where they actually have deep liquidity for Solana, which is not the case here. 1 million is already enough. But 10 million is very, very good. You don't have any issues with liquidity. If we go to Ethereum, let's see, you can see the actual utilization. If it reaches 60, then you have to kind of wait a little bit. And if it reaches 100, actually, sorry, it means that all the liquidity is locked for this remaining week. So maybe I think it was Friday night, Thursday night. Yeah, actually yesterday. Yeah, Thursday. Yesterday night, everything was 100% utilized. So people could not open or people could not sell any options here on the Ethereum vault just because Lira uses an AMM, so they use their own liquidity. So if they use their own liquidity, it means that once that liquidity is all locked up, you just have to wait pretty much to the end of the expiration. So the next expiration, which was today, and then it freed up. So this is it. What is Alice Crypto? Andre, what is Alice Crypto? David, good to see you again. Thank you, my man. Thank you. Appreciate it. So let me go back here. Full cam. There you go. So a couple more minutes, then we wrap up. If you guys have any questions, Andre, if you want to specify what is Alice Crypto, I might be able to help you with that. Other than that, this is usually what I do. Selling options not that hard, and it doesn't take that much time. You can see probably 30 minutes, I think, if you are a beginner. And I usually share my trades here on Raul Paul Real Vision said today that Ethereum is ready to break out. Well, I'm not sure about that. We'll have to see. Still think I don't think the bear market is over. So, but yeah, we already saw a huge green candle today, and we saw last week as well. It went from 0 volatility to all the way up to 100 volatility. So really, really good last week. At least it was. We don't know how much we are gonna keep that momentum. Some people think it's gonna be a bull trap, so everyone is gonna think we're bullish again, and then they're gonna long, and eventually everyone's gonna get liquidated. You know, the usual deal. But my opinion is that as long for us sellers, the opinion is usually if it doesn't reach that our strike, so if it doesn't reach 1800 for us, then that's fine. For me, it doesn't really matter if Ethereum goes to 0. Well, it does matter because I do own some Ethereum. I do have some Ethereum, but I don't have Ethereum for this strategy. As you saw, everything was in stablecoins. So being in stablecoins, unless the stablecoin itself depegs, then we're not in trouble. We keep our yield. So Streetlight question: what do you think of the fee structure with Lira? Well, I don't like the fee. I don't like that you have fees to close the position. To open the position, the fees are very minimal. Like, I have no issues with that. But if for example we are on a Wednesday night, so we have 2 days to go before expiration, and we are 90%, let's say 99% in the money, like actually out of the money, our option is probably 0 or $0.01. It is very in our favor. You want to close it, then you just go on Lira and you want to close it, and you're not going to get that full 90%, 99%, whatever it is that you are right now, just because of the fees. They have a penalty fee for closing. I don't know the actual name for it. You might be familiar with that, but a penalty fee for closing before expiration when you are very deep in the very out of the money. So I don't like that fee. But I understand that they need that fee just because they need to rebalance on the other side of the delta neutral strategy, because how it works with their liquidity, they need to take care of themselves, because otherwise they're gonna run out of liquidity really fast, which is not a problem that we have, for example, for Syncquote, because we use market makers. We don't use automatic market makers. We don't use vaults. We don't have our own liquidity in that way. We have a treasury, but we don't have liquidity that way. So they need to charge some fees to rebalance the delta. They need to be delta neutral at all times. So this is something that for us users of the Lira protocol, it sucks to suck. It sucks to have to pay that fee, even though you are very profitable. As I said, if it's a Wednesday or a Thursday, you can still close the position to open the next one to collect an extra amount of a premium. You cannot do that, or you can do that but suffering a penalty that you shouldn't be suffering a penalty on Lira. So that's the only thing that sucks for me. Other than that, I don't have an issue with how they're structured for an MMM. I'm not going to be throwing shade at the protocol just because I work at another protocol. Hey, hello. Colin just joined. Hello, how are you doing, Colin? David, I have all in USDT waiting. Well, if you have everything in stablecoins, this strategy is a good way if you are bearish or if you are bullish to use these stablecoins to generate that yield, because as I said, you don't need the underlying asset. Of course, if you want to know more, the first link right here in the description is going to be to my course. I created a course on Udemy. It took me a whole month. And if you want to learn more, or if you want to be always asking me questions, you can do this here. You can do this on Twitter, or you can join the Sleep Money Club, which Colin is one of the founding fathers of the protocol, of the Discord itself server. We have probably 15 content creators there, and then we have people who create content specifically for the Discord about stocks, crypto, mining, all these sort of things. And we have a huge and growing really fast a group of people who trade options, not only crypto options, also stock options. So we have it all, and we share. I think we shared today something about how much money we made, and it was a huge amount. So there's a bunch of very smart people, very capable people here in the Discord, if that's something that you want to be part of. So other than that, let me just see if I got any messages right here. Yeah, thank you, Colin. Colin says super great course, highly recommend. He's a little bit biased though, but anyways, so far we seem to have good reviews, good feedback from the people who took this course, and it's not expensive at all. It will be always up, and it is on Udemy, so it had to go through a little bit of feedback from the platform. So it's not like a course that I just threw out there to make a couple of bucks, which doesn't really make sense. So if that's something that might interest you, check out the course. Link's gonna be down here. Colin, unfortunately, you just got it here for the end of the the live stream, but for people who join later on as well, or people who are gonna be watching, thank you so much for joining. Or if you just joined, please just scroll back and watch the whole thing. I think it was a really quick live stream, but with a lot of information. We just did we collected our premium. I think it was a good premium. Usually I go for 1.8, so we reach our goal, 1.8. I even commented, I think it was with Colin, or maybe it was with another creator, or maybe with Andy, that before, maybe like a couple of weeks ago, a couple of months ago, I would always like to beat Unodes on a weekly basis. So let's say Unodes that week made 1.2. Then if I made 1.3% that week, I would be happy, because I made more than by depositing that money in some place that I'm not familiar with, or delegating that money to some place that could go away with my money, which seems like it's what's going to happen, but I still don't know. I'm still not going to call that a rug pull for Unodes, for example. But this was my scale, as long as I kept making a little bit over Unodes, I was happy, because Unodes was making a huge amount of money. And right now I'm for sure always going to be beating Unodes. So as I said before, as I showed before, I only lost 3 times, and the accumulation of all of those times, I think, was 13%. So 13% loss for collecting 1.8% every week other than that. So I think right now I am up probably 34% since I started selling these options. I don't remember the actual thing. I don't have the exact number right here, but it is something in the 30s. So I am profitable. This is what matters. Even though some weeks you might gonna lose 4%, or actually maybe 1 in 7, 1 in 8, because we choose so low deltas, such low deltas, that we don't take that that risk, you know, because of the low delta. So overall, I am profitable, thank goodness. And of course, in the course, I teach you a safer way. Then you, once you learn everything, you can boost it a little bit more. You can take more risks. You can chase higher deltas. Surely the fees eat into the percentage each week. Not really, just because, as I said, there's the rebate. You know, there's the rebate, and when you, I don't buy options on Lira. I just sell them, and when you sell, you, if you have a certain amount of Lira tokens staked, you get a rebate on that, and also even if you don't have, you get a rebate. You get a yield on in Lira and OP tokens. I showed it before. Let me show it again so you can see it right here. Where's the camera? So open positions. I go right here. So you can see right here. This I make this amount per day in extra tokens or extra yield, whatever you want to call it. I make this much. Lira is paying me for me to open up my position here, and then I can come here in rewards every 2 weeks, I think it is, and I collect this, which makes probably for $3 or $4 every 2 weeks, maybe $4 every 2 weeks. And since I don't close options that much, I don't close options very often here. I don't need to worry about fees eating my profit away. If I were to open and close positions every week, you know, then that would be a problem. These fees would be piling up. But since I just open the option and just let it expire, then it's not an issue for me. At least it doesn't make any more. It doesn't eat a lot of the premium if I do the math. David says my HODL attitude the last 10 months cost me 40K loss in crypto. Made money, made most back on energy stocks. Energy stocks, nice. Yeah, I'm not following the stock market as much. I closed all my positions in the stock market. I think it was 2021. So I didn't sell at the top. I'm not a guru. I don't have a magic ball, crystal ball. So I sold it, I think 30% loss. I sold all my positions, and then I moved to crypto. And with crypto, I had a bunch of yield farming. This is what the main thing on the channel was: yield farming, stablecoin farming. And when I found out and when I discovered options, then, you know, everything started moving to the best. You know, I still have after Anchor Protocol, which was what, March, April, somewhere in the beginning of the year. After Anchor Protocol, I still have not lost money. And this is a real amazing thing to say in crypto, because I did not join any node protocol. I did not join any 1%, 2%, 3% daily project. You know, I just kept farming. Before, it was on Friction and Thetanuts, which are DOVs. They are option protocols, but they are option vaults. You cannot choose strikes. They do that by themselves. The team does that. But they were profitable because I was choosing between selling calls and selling puts. So I would change vaults depending on the market conditions, and I was profitable. But I think I was making 0.3 or 0.4 per week, which is not bad once you do the compounding on it. And then once I found out about Zeta Markets, but it was on Solana only, so I didn't want to have anything to do with that. I found out about Deribit, which is a centralized, it's a CeFi, not DeFi, for options. Huge liquidity, the biggest one in the market right now. It has millions and millions of dollars in liquidity, but it required a KYC. I did the KYC, but then it kind of, at the same time, I found out about Lira. So when I found out about Lira, I joined, and then I found out about SyncQuote, and then I got hired at SyncQuote. So from August to right now, I haven't lost money on options. Like, if we do the math, accumulative, I am very in the green. And this is with the market going down a lot. How much did it go since? How much did Ethereum go down since August? What is it? Yeah, 18% since the top, August 17th, August 13th, sorry. So since then, I have been profitable, which is not what a bunch of crypto options, crypto people can say, not options related. Of course, there's a lot of people who make 50x in a month or whatever they claim to do. But my plan is not that. I'm not a trader. I don't open and close positions. I don't go chasing low protocols, that low yield, low TVL protocols that are gonna boom. This is not my strategy. I just take it slow, you know. So just as Colin, we have pretty much the same view of our financial journey. I think, me and Colin. So I think maybe in 5 years I'll be extremely wealthy, like a millionaire, or like close to being a millionaire. Maybe in 5 years if I keep compounding this. Other than that, I'd much rather take it slow, see, and start building things in crypto instead of chasing meme coins and trash coins or governance tokens, which you can farm 1000% farms with governance tokens, but then they go to zero. So what is 1000% of zero? It doesn't make much sense. So doesn't seem to have any more questions. I hope this was insightful, at least. Maybe a little bit boring, but if it is insightful, then my job here is worth every minute and every little bit of work that I put into it. If it was, just drop a little like so I can see that it was something that you guys enjoyed. I'll try and do more of these, maybe a weekly thing where I show my position, where I sell here, for you guys to see. If that's something that you're interested in, make sure to comment here, comment on Discord, on the Sleep Money Club. Maybe I'll do every week showing my position, me opening the position here on a live stream. But anyways, thank you guys for joining. Thank you, Erman, for helping me setting up this live stream. Very helpful guy, as always. And this is it. I was waiting for any more questions. No questions. Thank you, David. Thank you for joining. I'll catch you guys maybe next Friday if you guys enjoyed. Okay? See you soon. Peace.